Real quick before the video starts, I have a new channel based around green text stories on 4chan, and I'll be uploading videos daily over there. If you're interested, I'll leave a link to the channel in the description. Hey everyone, welcome back. I'm Michael, and we're going to be getting right back into some more Reddit stories. If you enjoy the video, make sure to leave a like and subscribe. Now, without further ado, let's begin. This story was posted by a throwaway account in the relationship advice subreddit. The post is titled, "I just found out that my GF has a strange fetish. My girlfriend has always been a fairly blunt person. She's sex positive and speaks her mind about whatever topic, regardless of whether other people might find it embarrassing to talk about. She doesn't hide her phone from me, but I have never wanted to go through her phone, and she feels the same about mine. Recently, I was setting up YouTube on our new smart TV, and she logged into her account so we could get videos recommended easily. That's when I saw it. I went into the search bar and saw recommended searches for sneezing videos. They had descriptors like rapid and fits that popped up in all of them. My girlfriend had made jokes before about getting her content from YouTube, and I never pried because I assumed it was just a joke or something about something obscure. She was obviously embarrassed and asked for the remote back, then turned off the TV. She wasn't frantic, but it was clear she didn't want me to see that. She explained that she has a fetish for sneezing, not herself, but watching others do it. Men or women, she doesn't care, and she's bisexual to begin with. She told me she's been this way since she was a little kid watching cartoons and not understanding why she was so interested in episodes where characters would get sick. I told her that I accept her interest and that I wouldn't have been grossed out if she had told me earlier. She said someone had dumped her before over this and she was looking for a good time to tell me. I assured her I'd never do that, and that was the conversation. It's been a few days now and I don't really know how to continue with this information. I'm not considering breaking up at all, but it feels a bit awkward. We've been dating for 4 years and she never told me this before. Plus, am I supposed to act on this at all? Or would that be creepy? I'm honestly kind of scared I'd do something wrong if I tried." She mentioned that there are forums and all sorts of communities just for sneeze fetishists, so maybe I'm ridiculous, but it almost feels like there's a community for it, and I'd be intruding. Maybe I should just swallow my pride and ask her what I should do. Does anyone have experience finding out their partner is into something unexpected, especially something so out of left field? Did you do anything with that information, or did you think it was best to let it be? Thank you for any advice you can give. Update. Sorry if this is too much information or whatever, but you guys don't know me and we will never meet. So here's an update. Yesterday, I took the majority of the comments' advice and was straightforward with her. As calmly as I could, I asked if she wanted to explore her kink with me, with no pressure if she didn't. She said yes and added that she didn't expect me to be super into it and anticipated I might be awkward, but said we could stop if it was too much. She brought out a small toolbox full of little things she had collected specifically for this kink. I didn't go through it myself or look too closely at what was inside, but she had a little container of sneezing powder. She had told me she had gotten all that stuff while trying to figure out if she was into sneezing herself, so most of it has gone unused since she realized that wasn't the case. Omitting all the details of what followed, the night went well. She's right that I wasn't super into it myself, but it felt good to share that experience with her, so I didn't mind. I definitely feel like this is going to be more of an every now and again thing, just to indulge her. Thank you to all the encouraging commenters who shared their opinions and experiences with partners who have uncommon fetishes or who have those fetishes themselves. You helped me get over myself, though I also blame you for the mild soreness in my face. The Road Infinite said, well, this puts a new spin on allergy season. Ugly Mate said, unfortunately, at my age, I run the risk of wetting myself when I sneeze. Still, that is also a kink. This second post was made in the AITA subreddit by a user named Pleasant Block. The post is titled, I moved into the house I inherited even though the lodger doesn't feel comfortable around men. I inherited a house that came with a lodger who has a 6-year-old child and is renting one of the rooms. She is upset because, in her words, I have made it terrifying to live here since I moved in. She doesn't feel safe living with a man she just met, especially with her daughter, and wants to stay away from men due to issues with her ex. That is why living with an older woman felt so safe to her. By the way, all of this is being communicated through notes she has been leaving because she avoids me. I have already written back that she can move out whenever she wants. She left another note saying she will, but she really does not want to because the reason she moved in here was so her daughter could attend the school district in this area, and the only way she could afford to live here was because her lease is just $150 for utilities and housework. If she moves out, they might have to move back in with her ex. Basically, she wants me to move out. I don't want to because the house still has a mortgage that I would have to continue paying in addition to paying rent somewhere else. Technically, there is the option to get a female tenant. However, the prices for renting a single bedroom won't cover the mortgage and I can't afford to make up the difference. Plus, I would have to deal with my grandmother's belongings faster than I want to. Another important factor is that I can avoid a tax reassessment on the house if I move in within a year, which is also why selling is definitely off the table. Update. I had other things going on in my life, so I sort of put off trying to talk to her and was honestly still debating what to say to her. I guess procrastinating took care of the problem because I realized yesterday that she had moved out sometime in the last few days. So I guess that is it. Turuiel said, "My question is, what on earth did the tenant expect to happen once the original owner died? She is talking as if she planned to be here for the long haul, for her child." So, the linear progression of time being what it is, this situation was going to happen eventually and sooner rather than later. I remember when my sister was in the same situation. She had a sweetheart deal with an elderly landlord who lived there with her. She paid $500, all utilities included, to rent a room in a nice neighborhood in California. The landlord's son sold the house within months of his mother's death. Apathetic Cactus said, "Damn, if my problems were solved by procrastinating, I would be unstoppable." This final story was made in the same subreddit by a throwaway account. The post is titled, "I want to go LC with my niece and take back her gifts. Yesterday, I went over to my sister's house to help her with some things. I was there for a couple of hours and took a nap for about 4 hours because I was tired. After I woke up, I went home and my husband was acting a little off and seemed kind of upset or unhappy. I asked him what was wrong and he said, 'I'm being nice for someone who just texted what I did.' I sent my kids upstairs and started asking what was going on. He said I sent him divorce texts. I was shocked because I never did that, which I let him know. I even showed him my phone, which did not show any such texts. He then showed me his messages under my name and apparently I wanted a divorce. I was confused because not only did I not think that, but I definitely did not send that text. This affected him more because we had a fight the previous night, but we have a tradition of reassuring each other that we still love and care even when we are upset. I mentioned something like that in the morning before I left, and I brought it up while defending myself against the supposed text I sent. He then said I had done something similar before. He was referring to when I was pregnant and had some pseudo-bipolar symptoms, which have since mostly resolved. I only did this once, and it was not on the same level. I used to have terrible mood swings during pregnancy. I have no bipolar diagnosis or anything like that. That whole experience was traumatic and is not a pleasant memory for me, which he knows. After we bickered a bit, I decided to call my sister and explain what was happening, then asked, "Hey, can you pull up your house footage from while I was there this morning?" We were on FaceTime and fast-forwarded to when I went to sleep. The outlet in the room I was in was not working, so I plugged my phone in the dining area to charge while I slept. We saw my 16-year-old niece on my phone. She was on it off and on for about 2.5 hours, smiling and giggling. I was upset and her mom was upset too. She called her and asked if she had touched my phone while I was there, and she lied and said no. She asked her 2 more times if she touched my phone, and she said she did not. The laptop was faced away from her, and I believe she did not realize I was on the phone or that we had already seen what she did. It was after my sister started trying to send me the footage, which I had initially asked for, that she saw her mom had already seen what happened. She started apologizing and said it was supposed to be a prank and she didn't mean anything by it. She called out to me too with apologies while crying. My sister is one of those silent when angry types, so she wasn't saying anything. I did not even know what to say because why would she even think this was a fun prank? Not to mention going into my phone without my permission. How she knows my password I am not sure because it is not simple or related to me. I had initially promised to sponsor her 17th birthday, which is next month. She had also asked for a new PC, which I got, but it's meant to be a surprise. I also happen to be her godmother. My question is, would I be overreacting if I took back all these gifts and kept a distance from her? Is that overkill? I feel like maybe I am punishing her for the way my husband reacted and for bringing up something traumatic for me. Also, maybe his response is justified because he thought the texts were from me and then I was all smiley and sweet when I came back. I am confused about how to proceed, but Reddit has helped me figure stuff out before, so I decided to turn to them again. Update. Thank you everyone for all the comments and advice. It is incredibly appreciated. All of this happened yesterday. I only posted because I was slightly conflicted. To answer common questions in the comments, yes, I slept for 4 hours at my sister's house. She is my sister and we do stuff like that. I did not say I was tired from what I helped her with. I was simply just tired. Both my sister and niece were unaware of the fight my husband and I had the previous night. My niece also was not aware of the full extent of my mental health struggles during the pregnancy. She was not texting for 2.5 hours straight. She was on and off the phone. I assume she got off it when she thought she might be caught. Apparently, she has known my password for a while now. She learned it from looking over my shoulder at a family event a couple of months ago. Also, according to my sister, my niece has gone into my phone before, at least 3 times, which she confessed to. She has transferred money to herself, taken videos and pictures off it, gone through my texts with my children and some other relatives, stolen other people's numbers, obtained passwords for my streaming services that they did not own, and gone through my texts with my husband. And yes, there is very explicit content in there. My husband is okay. We talked and he apologized for how he spoke to me, but I told him I totally understood why he would say what he said. I also apologized for my reaction. We are fine on our end and decided we were both justified given what we individually knew. Back to my niece. The only other thing she did, according to her, was transfer more money. I checked my recently deleted texts and found nothing suspicious there, but I do not know if you can delete texts from recently deleted. She also said she thought the prank would be funny because there was no way my husband would believe all that stuff she texted since, according to her, he loves me too much and we have a perfect relationship. In the text, he only replied that we would talk when I got home and that he was not going to have that conversation over text. This girl went so far as to add that I would send the papers in a couple of days and talk about the children with lawyers. I cannot explain how absolutely furious I am. The plan is to go absolutely no contact with her after learning of all the other things she did. There will be no birthday celebration and no personal computer gift. Someone suggested putting up a post asking if anyone received a questionable text from me in the last 24 hours to let me know. I did that. No one has reached out yet, so I hope it was just my husband. I am getting my money back. I checked and in total she has sent over $700 to herself without my knowledge. She did not send it in bulk, just little amounts here and there. I guess I did not catch on because I often send her money and I do have quite a bit in my account, so it was not obvious. Her mother will send the money to me from her daughter's savings later this weekend. I told her mother about the suggestions you gave regarding community service and therapy. I am quietly worried about her future relationships and college life. She will not have any electronic devices for the rest of the summer. Personally, I do not want to lay eyes on her in the near future. Oh, and yes, she has done this before to one of her friends, whom she is still friends with. I do not know why anyone would remain friends with someone like that. This hurts a lot because I love this child so much. I was more present in her life than her father for the first 11 years. She used to come to me for her struggles and problems and all that teenage stuff. She had her first period at my house. Her other cousins on her father's side are jealous of our relationship, for goodness sake. She was my favorite one. I do not really care what her mother does about all this. I just want my money back and to never speak to her for now. In the future, I might be open to some contact. I blocked her number, so she sent me a long email which I have not read yet, and her mother also brought a handwritten apology letter from her to my husband. My sister is aware of my decisions and has apologized for her daughter's behavior. My mother is also aware of the situation now. I have no doubt it is about to become an extended family problem. Anyway, that is that for now. I will update if anything else comes from this. Again, thanks to everyone who contributed with comments and direct messages. Update 2. Hey all, it has been a couple of days and I have received a bunch of messages asking for updates. Right now, we are still dealing with resulting situations from everything that happened, so I will just share what I have for now. I am not sure if I am adding this update in the right way. If I am, great. If not, I am sorry, and the first part of this update is on my profile. First, I will answer common questions. A lot of people seem to be hung up on the 4-hour nap. I am a sleeper. I love to sleep. I often sleep at her place. It is not a big deal, but this might be why I'm in this predicament anyway. Another thing is about cameras. In this day and age, I believe people should have cameras in their houses. I have them at my place too. I had them installed after I hired my first babysitter, and I have learned a lot by reviewing footage. It does not have to be in every room, just common areas. On to the actual update. My niece came over to formally apologize to my husband and me. She cried throughout the entire apology. She said she had not done this to anyone else, only to me. I kept asking why, and she just kept repeating that she was sorry. My husband thinks she probably thought I would be the easiest to forgive. I told her exactly why I was upset and how she had hurt both me and my husband. I let her know I would be going low contact with her for the foreseeable future. I also informed her that I canceled her birthday and any gifts she would have received. The only thing she will get from me is her first college tuition, which I promised a long time ago. I am doing this mostly as a courtesy to my sister, as I know it will help her a great deal. My niece will also not be allowed in my house for the foreseeable future. Her father reached out and apologized to us. We have decided not to take legal action as a favor to my sister's family. They have a lot on their plate right now, and I do not want to make their lives more complicated. During this conversation, my niece denied having a crush on my husband, as many of you suspected. I asked if she felt I was not being attentive enough to her, and she said no. Also, I found out she had texted 2 other people. It was nothing serious, but still. Some people asked if she has mental health issues. To my knowledge, she does not. She was tested when she was younger and had none. She kind of liked drama in elementary and middle school, but nothing worrisome. We told her she would be starting therapy, to which she said nothing was wrong with her. My husband said that people who are okay would not do what she did. Her mother added that therapy was just to help her handle things in more normal ways. Also, the personal computer will be going to my brother's son, who will be starting college this fall. It will probably be more useful to him. My children have since blocked her. She was made to get a new job. She had previously worked for her uncle on her father's side, but they thought it would be better if she worked somewhere entirely different with no family connections. My mother has been upset with my husband and me. She said we went too far and that she is just a kid. One of my uncles and 2 of my aunts are on her side and have been harassing us with texts and calls. My sister and her husband support us though. Over the couple of days following the conversation at my place, my mother has been updating us that my niece is depressed, cries every day, and keeps repeating that she did not mean it, that everyone hates her, and that no one is speaking to her anymore. She also says her second mother no longer loves or cares about her, and that everything has been taken away from her. On the 12th, my niece attempted to take her own life. Her older sister found her. She left a note apologizing for all the hurt she caused and said we would all be better off without her. She wrote that she would be better off gone than living her life, knowing that I hate her and that my children do not want to be close to her anymore. She wrote a lengthy letter, but I cannot fit it all here. She is currently still in the pediatric intensive care unit, as she had done some extensive damage to herself. I have been to the hospital every day since I found out. My husband says maybe we went too far. My mother says she will curse me and never speak to my family if I do not make things go back to the way they were. My children think it is their fault and want to apologize for blocking and cutting her off. I am more conflicted than I was a week ago. It feels like everyone is expecting me to fix everything. I do not really know what to do right now. My sister keeps saying I do not have to do anything, but she has been crying a lot. My niece's other siblings have all texted me variations of I know she hurt you, but forgive and forget because she almost died. My extended family has been overwhelming too, with messages like you are a grown woman waging war on a 16-year-old. You are evil and do not deserve good things, and I hope your life ends up like what you are doing to your niece. I have even received messages from strangers because my sister's mother-in-law posted on Facebook that I was a bitter woman hurting her granddaughter and a bunch of other things. So, the past 3 days have been mentally miserable for me. Not to take away from what my sister's family is going through, but I am sad, heartbroken, confused, and just tired. Please send prayers my sister's way. I am not sure how all this will end, but I will update when she is out of the intensive care unit or if anything else happens. Thank you for all your advice and supportive words. I appreciate it all. Update 3. First, I want to give the biggest shout out to my sister, my niece's mother. She cannot see this, but I just want those words out there. I have said them to her as well, but I want you all to hear it too. She has not only been my biggest defender against all the flying monkeys, despite what she is going through, but she has also been incredibly good to me. She stood up for me to my mother and other relatives. She also counterposted on Facebook after all the stuff from her mother-in-law. Secondly, I want to address those asking how my niece attempted this and how she was found. She ingested something harmful. We are not exactly sure what it was, but it was a mixture of cleaning supplies. Her oldest sister found her on the bathroom floor. She was extubated on the 16th after receiving a whole bowel irrigation and one-time hemodialysis because she had given herself an acute kidney injury. She was intubated for 26 hours. She is now out of the intensive care unit and is on the pediatric medical surgical unit. The same evening she left the intensive care unit, she had to be placed on a 72-hour psychiatric hold and will be transferring to an inpatient psychiatric facility once she is medically cleared. She underwent a psychiatric evaluation and so far she has been diagnosed with attention deficit hyperactivity disorder, depression, and histrionic personality disorder. The psychiatrist mentioned she might also have borderline personality disorder, but that will be determined more accurately at the psychiatric facility. I am still low contact with my niece. I have only had one phone call with her in which I told her I loved her and that we are getting her help. Her therapist said to reinsert my presence in her life, but make no promises such as, if you get help, we will be okay, or anything like that. Since I have previously been a positive presence, it might help to have me in the background while she heals. The therapist suggested ways to be a background presence, like letters, phone calls, or visits if I feel comfortable. I am not to give her any gifts or rewards. I have not yet decided which option to choose, but I might send a letter monthly. My sister looked through my niece's phone and found no explicit pictures of me or my husband, but she deleted the streaming apps my niece had accessed. I know some people were worried about her taking those photos. I believe she saw them though. My children are in therapy, both individually and as a family. My husband and I finally explained the entire situation in detail to them, including my struggles during my first pregnancy and how my niece's prank was a trigger. The therapist helped us facilitate the discussion better. My niece's other siblings are in therapy now as well. The oldest has since apologized for her texts and harsh voicemails. We have also sent the kids to my in-laws for the next 3 weeks. Therapy sessions will be online. I have also blocked my mother on their phones and they are not to speak to any of my relatives for now. My mother doubled down and started contacting my children via texts and calls. That is one of the reasons we sent them away. My brother-in-law, my niece's father, broke down while she was still comatose and did a complete 180-degree turn. He left me a long voicemail saying I was hurting his baby girl and ripping her away from him. I did not like him when he first started dating my sister, and he says I was using my niece to break him because I hated him. He said if something happens to her, he will never forgive me. This is completely opposite to his stance before. I do not know if it is grief or his mother influencing him. He is now at odds with his wife because she agrees with keeping the consequences we all agreed on, but he says to relent. My family and my other sisters are trying to support her, my niece's mother, in every way we can. I have had to completely cut my mother off from my family, including some of my aunts and uncles. My father is divorced from my mother and lives across the country. He is on my side with this whole situation. I have 2 brothers and they are both on my mother's side while all my sisters are on my side. My mother sent me a very devastating text that I will just copy and paste here because I do not even know how to explain it. OP, you are the most disgraceful child I have ever birthed. I curse the day you were put in my arms. Your life will never know peace as long as you never give peace to niece. You are so vile, and you will go to hell for causing this much harm to your sister's family. You are no daughter of mine, and I do not claim you. Do not call me your mother. Keep your unclean children away from me too. If you come close to me, I will strangle you and feed you toilet cleaners. What kind of mother sends this to her child? I took a screenshot, blocked that number, and printed a copy of the text. This devil incarnate of a woman proceeded to email me 2 days later demanding I send my share of money for remodeling her house. Yeah, like a cursed child would do that. I simply blocked her email too. I do not even know why she called my children unclean. I had them all post-marriage and with one man. This has been the longest month of my life, and it is not even over yet. I had a panic attack the other day because of everything. This dear man I am married to has been my biggest rock and support. I genuinely do not know what I would do without him. How I will ever repay him for all this, I do not know. I spend most days just crying. My mental health is suffering, my work is suffering, and I am just tired. I know this was very long, so if you have read all this, thank you. Thank you for sticking with me and holding me up with your words and virtual presence. You all probably see this often, but I genuinely want to thank each and every one of you. I cannot wait for all this to be over so I can get some normalcy back and be able to breathe well again. Thank you so much for making it to the end of the video, and thank you also to partner of the channel, Gamersubs. Use code DLAM to support the channel and get 10% off of your purchase, link in the description. I'm sure many of you like me have a hankering for daily caffeine, so go check them out. Lately, I've been a big fan of Titty Milk and Acid Rain, but they've got dozens of other flavors for y'all to try out. Anyway, thanks again for reaching the end, and I hope you all have an amazing passage of the next 24 hours.